I wanted to go live again without sharing my screen so I could see you or you could see me to talk about some examples of living books. Because I know for some people that's a new concept, living books. But I am looking at a book list from ourjourneywestward.com/character building, I think. But this post on ourjourneywestward.com is about living books that we can use with our kids. And these are character building picture books for kids. She's got 70 books listed here. And under the topic of perseverance, she has Apples to Oregon, Brave Irene, The Carrot Seed, that's an oldie but a goodie, Henry's Freedom Box, I've read most of these to my kids, Mailing May, The Most Magnificent Thing, Thank You, Sarah, The Woman Who Saved Thanksgiving. You would be amazed at how much information can be put into a picture book, how much your kids can learn from reading picture books. Pancakes for Breakfast by Tommy DePaula, Amazing Grace, Thank You, Mr. Faulkner by Patricia Polacco. These are all under the topic of perseverance. Responsibility, Alexander, Who Used to Be Rich Last Sunday, The Paperboy, Pepe the Lamplighter, Striga Nona. And I'm sure there are more, but that's what she has listed here. Courage is another attribute we want our kids to have, another character trait. The Dandelion Seed, The Story of Ruby Bridges, Thunder Cake, and these are all just picture books. There are way more living books than just picture books. Sheila Ray the Brave, Mirette on the High Wire, Henry's Freedom Box is listed again, Brave Charlotte and the Wolves. Honesty, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears. I loved reading that to my kids. Sanji's Seed, David Gets in Trouble, Too Many Tamales, The Empty Pot, The Emperor's New Clothes. There wasn't much honesty going on in that town. But then when the child said, he's naked, he's not wearing any clothes, there came the honesty. Selflessness, A Bargain for Francis, The Little Red Hen, Stone Soup. Oh man, loved Stone Soup and actually started making stone soup after reading that story. Sharing and Generosity, The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein, A Chair for My Mother, One Hen, Beatrice's Goat, The Quiltmaker's Gift, An Orange for Frankie by Patricia Polacco, Silver Packages, The Talking Eggs, and Teamwork, Swimmy, Farmer Duck, Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type, Stone Soup again, The Officer Buckle and Gloria, I've read that one to my kids, The Great Big Enormous Turnip, Helping and Serving, The Giving Tree, The Trees of the Dancing Goats. I haven't read that one. That's Patricia Polacco. That's one I haven't. I've read most of Patricia Polacco's books. And An Orange for Frankie by Patricia Polacco. Care and Compassion, Corduroy, A Chair for My Mother, Chicken Sunday, another Patricia Polacco book. Alexander and the Wind-Up Mouse, Miss Rumphius, Pink and Say, Patricia Polacco. Those Shoes, Angelo, Uncle Willie, and the Soup Kitchen. I have not read most of these. Little Nino's Pizzeria. Gratitude. Oh, I've read a lot of gratitude books. Sylvester and the Magic Pebble, Those Shoes. All the World, It Could Always Be Worse. Thanks a Million, Elmore by Holly Hobby. When I Was Young in the Mountains, Thank You, Mr. Faulkner. Kindness, I don't even see a title for that one. Hey Little Ant, Mufaro's Beautiful Daughters, Boxes for Katja. That was a lot of books. So those were just character building books, picture books. And on her site, on ourjourneywestward.com, she has posts that give living literature to encourage Bible study, 50 plus character building chapter books for boys, fairy tales boys love, use Bill Peet books to teach character lessons. Bill Peet books are really good. Peet is spelled P-E-E-T. And other book lists on this in this post that I'm at. I don't know if I can get the ourjourneywestward.com/living-literature-book lists. And that will give you a lot of living books titles that you can look for at the library. You can also look in your Sunlight catalog if you order a free Sunlight catalog. Sunlight is SONLIGHT. It's for the Son, Jesus. Sunlight.com. Ask for a free catalog. They'll send it to you in the mail. And you can look through that and find books to go with whatever topic you're studying in history or in science, even in your language arts. And take that catalog with you to the library and find those titles and check them out. You get them for free for a while anyway. Hopefully you don't hold them too long and have to pay money. But those are some ways to find living books, and those were some titles. Living books are usually, the classics are usually living books. The famous ones, Little Women, and that's one of my favorites. Just anything by Dickens. All of those are living books, but there are living books for the different subjects too, even for math. I just read a story with a student of mine, because I do some tutoring too, and I was like, why did I pick this book? I had it in my list of books, my ebooks, and I didn't even know what the title meant for sure. And we started reading it, and as we got to the end, I figured out it was a math book, but it told a story about a family that went to eat a kind of food that I'd never heard of. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because we just read this book. Luna's Yum Yum Dim Sum. Dim sum is the kind of food, it's a Chinese kind of food at a restaurant that they serve in a bamboo box and they take it out on a cart, and they had pork rolls. But anyway, they had to divide the pork rolls because they ordered 6 for the 3 kids, and then one of them dropped one of them, and the birthday girl dropped hers, and so they only had 5 to split between the 3 kids. And so the kids were figuring out how to divide them evenly, divide 5 of the rolls by 3. So after we got to the end of the book, I said, oh, I know why I got this book. At first I thought, why did I get a book in my cart or whatever it is on overdrive called Luna's Yum Yum Dim Sum. I didn't even know what that meant. Sum is in there, but no, this was division. But it ended up being a really good story, and it was math, and it was a story, so that was a living book, in my estimation. I think people have different ideas of what makes a living book, and they might say, oh, this is a living book, and you might think, no, I don't think it is. But, it's up to you. But just getting a really good book that catches everybody's attention, and it's easy to remember because it affects you. You remember it, you think about it, you learn from it, and it stays with you. Those are living books. So hopefully that will explain a little more what living books are. I only went through picture books today and titles. Maybe you don't even aren't really that familiar with picture books, but Blueberries for Sal by Robert McCloskey, the Ducklings, Make Way for Ducklings, the Robert McCloskey books, those are living books. And then, the ones that the kids' chapter books kids can read on their own is if it has a good story and they learn from it and they really interact with it and enjoy it, then I would consider it a living book. And as long as it's something that keeps their attention and makes them want to keep reading, that would be a living book. It stays with you for life, and it's something that you're living in and living through the story and learning from it. All right, that is my living books explanation.